Hey friends, welcome to day 7 of 14 days of Crafty Love, and today we are going to create a Memdex card shaped like an envelope so that you can stuff it with all kinds of goodies for your swap partners or your crafty friends. And so I've already put together an example for you, and we are going to build one of these together from scratch. So here's the first one I created. I used a lot of the little die cuts that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. This little embellishment was created for me last year in a swap. This little sticker here came from the Recollections sticker book, and I just backed it with some gold cardstock. I've got a little paper ruffle, crepe paper ruffle, and some flowers and gems. And then in the pocket so far, I have taken 2 of the ephemera pieces and made little shakers using my vellum paper from Michael's that I just hauled. And I figured out what was going on with my sewing machine. It was the thread I was using. And when I changed to my pink, I've got no problem. So something was up with the thread. I'm not sure what. But yeah, these are just simple little shakers. Not a lot of mix in there. I want them to be pretty flat. And then they can be decorated further. So that is what I have in this one. So let's go ahead and make one. So what you're going to need is an envelope punch board, or however you like to create your envelopes. Now, I'm going to be using the mini envelope punch board, but use what you have. You can always use just a scoreboard, the larger envelope punch board, whatever you have. I'm also using my Heidi Swap Memdex punch, but again, use what you have available to you. If you have an envelope Memdex die, then use that. Or you want to cut one on your Cricut, you can do that as well. I have my hot glue gun on. I've got my pattern paper and bunches of little things to embellish with. My foam tape from Dollar Tree and some gold thread from Hobby Lobby. So let's start making our envelope first. And I am making my envelope to hold a 4x4 card size. So you follow the instructions here. Let me get that where you guys can see it. So I'm going to do a 4x4 card size, meaning that I need to cut my paper 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 and then score at 3 1/8. So I've already cut my double-sided pattern paper, and making sure I'm mindful of the way my pattern paper is. The envelopes don't really matter because they're all going different ways. I personally do not use the little mini one that comes in here. I have too hard of a time holding that, so I'm just using my bone folder. So again, we're going to put this in at 3 1/8. And once you have it lined up at 3 1/8, you're just going to punch. And then you are going to follow the score line here. And then you're going to rotate your paper and find your score line. Find your score line here and line it up. And it just so happens we're going to line back up at the 3 1/8. But after that first one, all you need to do is line up your score mark and score and rotate. It's kind of hard probably for you to see this, but the line that I'm lining up with is going to be this line here, and then I line that up with this little end here. This side of the paper is a little harder to see. And sometimes I struggle to score my line because I have a hard time holding even this foam folder to do it. So That is just fully my disability causing that. Sometimes I think I work too fast too, and then I lose my grip on things. All right, so once you have all of the sides scored, you can use this top part here and corner around your corners. But what I like to do first is figure out what's going to be my top and my bottom. So the inside of this is going to be like this. And so I'm going to go ahead and fold these guys in, and they're going to be my inner flaps. And then I'm going to burnish them down, and that's going to be my top and my bottom. So I'm going to put these in. I don't really corner around these because you don't see them. And then we're going to fold our bottom up. And I'm not worried about folding this in. If you want your Memdex closed, you can. I'm going to leave mine open like this, but that's completely up to you. So you can either use your hot glue gun to close this, or if you have double-sided tape or a favorite adhesive, you can use that to close up your envelope. I'm going to use my double-sided tape here. And this is just double-sided tape from Dollar Tree. And it works just as well as when I buy it off of Amazon. And I'm going to burnish that down. And then take my pokey tool here to help me lift the corner up. And then I just like to kind of burnish the paper down into that double-sided tape, and we have our envelope completed. So next I'm going to go ahead and punch my Memdex hole at the bottom, and you have these two lines here where you line up your paper to punch, but this is going to be a little bit over the line. I just work on lining up where it's even kind of here and on this side, and then I punch. So if it's not perfectly in the center, that's okay. Just give that a punch, and we have our little Memdex holes. And I will link everything I can down in the description box below for you guys. I did purchase that punch from Amazon, and if it's still available, it will be linked down below for you. Now the fun part comes. You can take this to your sewing machine and stitch this if you would like, but for the sake of this video, we are not going to do any stitching on the envelope today. Now we just get to decorate. So I've got a piece of my crepe paper that I have sewn here, and I'm going to grab a pair of scissors and trim this end off here that's a little wrinkled. And I'm going to start by laying this down first. I don't want to cover up my holes here. So you want to be mindful to not cover that up. And then I just go in and trim. I don't have the best scissors for this. And I'm going to lay that down as my first space. And then I'm going to bring in my ruffle here. And I'm going to do a little trimming on this end. And then we're going to lay this one down next. And I'm just centering that in between my crepe paper ruffle. So that is going to be my bottom base, and then I'm going to work from there. So I have this cute little envelope here, and I'm going to kind of repeat the process like I did on this one. I'm going to lay this one down first, but I need to put a little bit of foam tape on these corners here. So we're going to need a little piece of foam tape there and a little about right there. And I'm going to use my non-stick scissors to cut this. And then I think we need a little piece about right there. Yes, let's see. Let's move it just a little bit. Okay, there we go. That is good. So let's lay this down first. And I want to be mindful not to put glue where I can cover up this. All right, I need a little bit of my foam tape at this end. And I'm just going to put that on there, and we're going to pop that down, and then we're going to add a little piece here. I like to start off with just a couple pieces because one, I don't want to put adhesive here, and I want to know exactly where I have some points on my envelope that needs a little extra help. All right, so we have that down. Now let's go ahead and add in our little heart sucker, and that's going to get laid down flat. And I'm going to pop that a little bit underneath of my ruffle. All right, next let's go ahead and add our cute little strawberry, and I think I need just a little piece right here on my strawberry. Let's test that. All right, we need to double that up. All right, and that helps this from like getting bent. And so we're going to add a little extra glue on there, and then we're going to add a little glue right in the middle of our shaker and add this down. And then I go in with my glue gun and add just a little bit more. And again, I'm being mindful not to cover up our punches here. That got pretty close, so I just shifted it up a little bit. Okay, awesome. Now I'm going to take this sentiment here, and this is from this Dollar Tree sheet. It was on this card, this sticker here, and I just peeled the top layer off because I just wanted the Be Mine. And as you can see, it's not perfect, but that's okay. It's a little wrinkled. And then let's add our bow here, and I'm going to pop the bow up. So I'm going to add some of my foam tape. All right, little pieces on the ends there as well. I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I really look forward to this every year, and I'm glad that I was able to find some items to still have this series this year after all of my Valentine's was already packed away. And I think it's fun to go through your stash and find things that you might not necessarily use for Valentine's Day and then incorporate them into your projects. And now I'm kind of wishing I had moved this up just a smidge. Let's see if I can carefully move that up. Because I'm going to lay this on top. I'll make sure to cover up that glue. So let's move this up just a bit. I see a little bit of the foam tape peeking through. Okay, let's put that there, and then we will add our Be Mine on top like so. We're going to pop that up as well and test. Do I need? Yeah, just one is good. We're going to put that directly down onto our ruffle instead of the sticker this time. And we're going to add that there. Cute. Now, let's add in some different flowers and gems like we did on the other one. Here is a pink and a white. I realize I don't have any red flowers, so I need to try to find some little red flowers. So this flower is a little bit bigger than the other one. This would be really cute if you had some really mini paper flowers as well, but I am trying to use up some of these flatbacks and cabochons that I have in my stash. And then I'm just going to pair it with a clear gem. And lastly, I took my Nuvo glitter drops in Gold Coast, and I lined the white spots in my little heart sticker just to add a little something else to it. I'm not real steady doing this, but it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just adding a little texture, a little sparkle and pizzazz to this. And if you wanted to, you could add gold thread behind this. I just chose not to this time because this one was so much more wider than our other sticker. And then you can put in your goodies in here. We're going to put these two shakers in here. And then you can put your information or your maker sticker or whatever you would like on the back. And these turned out so cute. I absolutely love these. And I'm really excited that I actually used embellishments that were created for me because I always tend to hold on to them and not use them. But I'm really proud of myself for going ahead and using these adorable strawberry shakers. Thanks so much, guys, for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope you will give my video a like and a comment. And if you enjoy this video, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I absolutely love seeing your comments and telling me what you think of this. And let me know if you're enjoying this series so far. Tomorrow, I'm going to be creating some potion bottle embellishments for day 8. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.